Finally, BMW pulls up its skirt and shows us what we wanted. It's the new BMW 6 Series in the flesh. And it's about time. All the skullduggery was driving me crazy. I'm Michelle Rahal with the Drive Channel and thedrivechannel.com. Last episode we looked at a Humsinger, Porsche that is. And this go round, I'm dissing the Audi A6 again. If they aren't going to tease us with more than crazy old aunt in the basement spy shots, I'm going to do what I like, which I do anyway. It's the 2012 BMW 6 Series. When BMW came out with its first 6 Series in 1976, I was hooked, and I still am. That car is still a classic, and it still screams, especially if you're lucky enough to get an M6 from that era. But life goes on, and the kids grow up, so now we have the newest addition to the family, and a welcome one. The new 6 Series defining feature, or lack of it, is largely due in part to a new drug. No acetol. They got rid of that beluga whale butt, and what a difference. I mean, despite the fact that this new car is 3 inches longer, it looks a lot sleeker and modern. Really, I mean, aren't you sick of all the cars that have that bulging butt? You can't spend a good, honest 80 grand on hardly anything these days and get away from it. It's like paying 10 bucks to see a movie and they throw ads at you. Well, the first iteration of the car to hit our shores is going to be the Coupe, which is fine by me because I've never cared for convertibles, mainly due to their softness. They just aren't stiff enough to handle well. Well, this Coupe is. It's equipped with a 4.4-liter turbocharged V8 that produces a more than reasonable 400 horsepower. Now, when the M6 shows up next year, hey, everybody that thinks they can drive fast will be happy. In the meantime, this car does just about everything you want it to do. Mainly keeps you from trashing it. It has an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters, and don't anybody pass out, but I actually agree with Clarkson from Top Gear. Just put this car in automatic and leave it, unless you just have this affinity for wanting to push buttons and pretend you're a Formula One driver. The shifts won't be quick or hard enough to feel like you're in Ferrari land. The interior and its controls are actually usable this go-round. The earlier model was just confusing. In other words, it was about as intuitive as Barney Fife trying to launch an ICBM missile. Well, this time, they did it right. A gorgeous flat-screen monitor that's actually big enough to see, a heads-up display that'll make you think you're having a 70s flashback. And if you can afford to buy this car at around 90 grand, you'll probably be old enough to know what I mean. The rear seat room is actually more spacious than previous models, which is to say that Billy Barbie, God rest his soul, could use this as a limo. The past models, Minotauro transport. That aside, the drivetrain gives you more choices than the Mustang Ranch. Comfort mode, normal, whatever that is. Sport mode, and the ominous Sport Plus. It sounds more like ammo choices. The suspension is active. It adjusts the body roll for you when you're in the corner. The headlights. Now, they move when you put on the turn indicator and when you turn the steering wheel, and they generally give you a great view of where you're going. It works, but it's still a little bit disturbing to me. It's like one of those velvet Elvises on some people's walls. You know how the eyes follow you around the room? Know what I mean? A little creepy. Bottom line here is, now that we see it, it's a great-looking car, and it's refined. It's elegant, but it can haul the mail if that's what you want. It's a BMW, and they don't build junk. For the Drive Channel and thedrivechannel.com, I'm Michelle Rahal. Next episode is the new Aston Martin Vantage V8S. Oh, yes.